Part of the backyard garden includes what's on our porch. You know, we like to sit out under the umbrella and enjoy our porch, so we try to have some plants up here now, just to, you know, give us some color. But I'll kind of show you a little bit here. This is my favorite, and you've seen on other videos I talk about this being one of my favorite plants. Well, this is the combo plant, and we bought 4 sprigs total, 1 of each color, and then added the pinkish one later, and this is what it has turned into. It is just this mound of gorgeous color, nice hanging leaves. And as I said before, with the beauty of these plants is that all I have to do is just cut a small sprig off, put it in a pot, and it'll grow just like that little guy did. It's a great plant for people trying to you know, just get a start on some greens for a patio space or whatever. That's fake. That's what we keep on the front porch usually. And then over here we've got the Millionaires. We thought this was a great spot because we also have our hummingbird feeder, which does get a lot of action. And these are just gorgeous little blooms. And the hummingbirds come down here and they stick their little beaks in there and they get themselves a drink. And then we have some more Petunias. Amy would know what these Petunias are because she's better at remembering all of these.
Those are the Petunia Mini Vista Scarlets. Those were new for 2020.
Oh yeah, and I mean they're, you know, beautiful.
Yeah. They look better when they haven't had tons and tons of rain on them. They just need some more heat to kind of come back. And
as we enjoy our vines, this thing started off as nothing. I mean, it was a tiny, tiny little sprig, if I'm not mistaken. And it came from our mother, well, my mother-in-law, Amy's mom. And I mean, just look how big this thing has gotten. It's huge.
Pink frost sweet potato vine, I believe.
I mean, just an awesome vine. We also have some rough looking citronellas. They weren't this leggy and rough before, but they are now. And then we have our wonderful fountain that we love, which, by the way, if you own a fountain like this, we learned when we bought this fountain, I don't know if you can see it in there, but there are strings. And what that does, for those that have fountains probably know what I'm about to say, it slows down the water flow, it guides the water and slows it down so that they aren't splashing water back out. And what we have found is that we actually are able to keep water in this thing a lot longer than we did with our last fountain. There's another citronella. She's struggling a little bit too. This citronella bloomed. It actually had a purple bloom on it, which I've never seen before. It's gone now, but we did a long time ago. Here's some more Petunias.
This is Petunia Black Cherry, I believe.
Which is probably one of my favorite Petunias.
And you can see the difference in the sizes there between a regular Petunia and a Petunia Mini Vista. So a regular Petunia, and this is the Petunia Mini Vista Scarlet.
But yeah, the black cherry, I remember when we bought these, I mean, I couldn't walk away from it. It was just a gorgeous color. We have our Greenstalk. So we did not go the route of planting vegetables in here or herbs. We thought, hey, you know what, we'll do some cool flowers, and we'll do it in a, you know, in a design, so to speak, and hope that it gives us this really cool color. And what I would say is that it didn't quite do exactly what we wanted. It started to, but as you can see, with what we added in there, it kind of choked out the other stuff. I mean, this sweet potato vine, I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but look how just twisted up and curled up the branches are on that thing. And I mean, it just took over. So like, these pentas didn't quite, verbena, excuse me, didn't quite.
The lemon coral sedum is doing good.
Yeah, and then our sedum is like, I mean, it's literally like touching rubber. It's
so if you
cool.
Can back up and show how good this side looks. We were going for a spiral flower tower effect where it would be one color and then a green in between. And then something must have happened because this side is not so happy.
It did not quite work out.
And it's not from being hidden over there, because I came out here and rotated this thing every single day. I think that this side is not getting as much water through the drips. But at this point, we're not going to deconstruct it and take it apart to figure it out.
We will, I mean, you know, when we put this thing away for the winter, we'll take it apart and we'll try to analyze what exactly went wrong. And then another thing that we really enjoy here is this Gazebo. It's a 10 by 10 structure that gave us, or excuse me, 12 by 10 structure that gave us a place where we could hide from the heat. On a beautiful night like tonight, you know, we could sit down here and enjoy. We hung a couple of ferns up, also hung some lights up so we can light it up. And I got a little ceiling fan in there to help try to move some air because this is also my outdoor kitchen area. This is where I cook. Out of that, we come into a fire pit, which is a little bit of a mess right now because we also used it to throw all of the weeds and everything that we pick in. And then when the weather turns and I start using it again, because it's no fun to use it when it's 105 degrees outside, I'll just burn all that up. So it's a little messy at the moment, but that stuff will go away here in the fall when we start running campfires again.
So we'll try to get through the rest of these pretty quick because we're starting to lose some daylight out here. So again, just a disclaimer, everything is looking rough out here from extreme heat and a ton of extra water. But these elephant ears are actually doing pretty well. These are proven winners, coffee cup elephant's ear. And this one, I mean, look at this. And look how big this thing is. It's massive.
The cool thing is that these will hold water in these little spots. And then when it gets heavy enough, when the water gets heavy enough, it'll roll over and it'll water itself. It's a really cool concept. The coffee cups elephant ears are really neat.
We used to have some beautiful verbena down here, but again, I think because we've been so weird with the weather, they are gone. I'll have to come out here and kind of deadhead, see if they'll do maybe one more flush. But we had some beautiful purple ones. There was multiple colors in there, the peachy keen, a lot of different pretty ones, but they are gone again with the weather.
Here's some zinnias that we just randomly threw out into this area to try to fill this space in. Got some really cool colors. This is one particular, just absolutely perfect zinnia.
Very
bloom.
vibrant.
I mean, just awesome. And we've got them in orange and purple. It's really the only two colors I think I've seen so far.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of that is a standard elephant ear. And it's got some big,
Actually, this was the
big leaves.
something jungle from Proven Winners, remember?
It is a proven winners. I just don't remember what
Yeah,
the,
something jungle.
but
King of the Jungle.
there's
maybe?
another big one there. And it just exploded. I mean, when we got it, it was maybe 4 inches off the ground. And then here it is just blown up. So really cool. Got a couple of boxwoods in here, little dwarf boxwoods that used to be in the front. I brought them around back just to give some character out here. They weren't getting as big as we needed in the front, so we moved them. As we come around this garden, so this is all a borderless garden, just like the one in the front. Well, the one on the south side in the front. I just have to maintain it, you know, keeping the grass away. But right here we have an ironweed and starting to bloom, and there's a bunch of little buds in there, but we got a little purple bloom right there. And there's another one right there. And the reason why we planted an ironweed much like, or ironweed, excuse me, ironweed, is that much like milkweed, butterfly caterpillars will come to it and eat off of it, and then they'll turn into butterflies. And with that, here is some milkweed. Now, the caterpillars are all gone off of this now. I spent some time this morning looking for them, but we had some big monarch caterpillars on this. So hopefully those caterpillars all went on to go get themselves ready to turn into butterflies. But it's part of a program here too about, you know, saving the monarchs and planting some milkweed. And as you can see, they're actually pretty cool. I mean, they got some nice, beautiful orange color to them. We continue, we have another one of my favorites, and that's the butterfly bushes. I love butterfly bushes. These are the Pugster amethyst. I need to do some deadheading, obviously, but this is our 3rd year with the Pugster amethyst, I think. And they are just a beautiful color.
We also have a couple of dianthus over here.
Sorry.
That's okay. We have one here, and then we have one down at the end we'll show you. We got these again on clearance, and so we're just glad that we're able to kind of keep them alive. That's the 2nd year for those.
Now this thing has really exploded.
Yeah. Again, it's looking rough from the extra water and extra heat, but the Petunia persimmon is absolutely exploding. There was only 2 plants in here, and I don't know if you can tell how wide this thing has gotten, and I have trimmed it up.
It about doubles the pot that it's in.
Yeah,
say that.
It's in a 20-inch pot.
It's in a big pot. It's in the same size pot as this monster. And if it makes you, if it helps you out to see the difference, I mean, of course I got to show you the bottom because the Prince Tut's like huge, but this doesn't stick out hardly at all. And then you have this giant bowl. I mean, it's just crazy looking. It's awesome how it exploded. We weren't expecting it.
We had a couple other things in here that just didn't make it really because the persimmon kind of took over all of it. But we do have just a couple hints of this. Maybe it'll come back still. The vintage verbena. So this actually came from a cutting from my mom's garden. She's about 4 hours away. And so I tried to transplant those to a different pot over with the coffee cup elephant ears.
And then these were crazy Petunias. This one, I forget the name of this one. Actually, I forget
Maybe
the name
Midnight
of both
Sky
of
or
them.
something.
Yeah, something like that. They had little white dots in them, and it was like the starry sky or something. And then we had these crazy Petunias as well. Actually, really cool.
I think this pot, we learned that nothing else should really be with that Prince tot that's that strong, because it's...
Yeah, this chart started off really small, and now look at it. I mean,
even though it's on drip, it's really hurting.
Look at the size of the stalks. I mean, I'm going to cut that down with a chainsaw. And then from this side, here's another poster. Amethyst in between a couple of geraniums.
We got those at the high school sale that they had this year. They're good for bringing a little bit of color. They're just struggling this year as well. We had good luck in the past with geraniums there, but these ones just must not like what we got going on here this year.
Jerk.
What?
Japanese beetles.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Check out our video for the latest update on that.
Yeah, the Japanese beetles are just the bane of our existence this year. They're really bad this year. I don't think I've ever had them be this bad.
So we've got that other dianthus. And then we have a pink profusion salvia. We have a burgundy iceberg rose tree, which looks...
Hold on, let me get over there. I gotta do acrobatics to get around here. This is what really makes me mad. They're destroying my rose tree. We have our Oh So Easies.
Oh So Easy Urban Legend Rose that we potted up in our Proven Winners aqua pots. If you haven't seen that video where we unbox those and plant them up, we'll link that up above and you guys can check that out as well. Those are new self-watering planters from Proven Winners. That is our Proven Winners Rockin' Around Pop Star Sedum. And this area, again, you can tell it's looking pretty dark. It's been quite waterlogged for several days. We've just had so much rain that we normally do not have. And these sedums do not want to be this wet, but you know, even if we turn off our drip, we're still getting rain from Mother Nature. So just got to work with what we have. So you can tell they've got some pink on them. This is lavender, I believe it's Elegance lavender. This is again something my mom grew from seed, and so she was able to give us in our garden. And it, even just being so small, oh, it smells so good.
Can you smell it? Can you smell it through the camera?
Here,
I'm trying.
Then we have Autumn Joy sedum, which you can tell it's just barely starting to turn a little pink on top. Not this. This is from when Matt was flinging the Japanese beetles off. But you can tell. Can you see that? Can they see it, Matt? Mm-hmm. Look at that little bit of pink.
Well, I don't know if they can see it, but I can see it in the camera.
I hope you guys can see it. Then we have some coral jade. So I think this is, I assume this is the first year we've had this, but yeah, these are the dead parts on the sedum. Probably just not happy with the amount of rain we've been getting, but they kind of are like green and coral. Obviously that's why it's called coral jade, and hopefully it'll come back and we can show you guys how pretty that thing is. Here's
a cool accident pot. We planted the geranium in there. What we didn't plant in there was this petunia that just decided it was gonna survive sitting in some dirt that we probably used, because we try to reuse soil. We actually have two of those, because we have this one, and the funny thing about this one is that the petunia actually grew out the side of the basket. Like, that's where it came from.
So this is a first year, and actually we're only on like month 2.5. So we planted this really late May, early June. So if you've ever heard the phrase, don't judge a gardener by their first year garden, keep that in mind for this, even though it is really growing in wonderfully. So here I have two spireas that were on clearance. Again, I was just looking for some things to try to fill in. Little princess spireas, not sure if they'll take or not. It looks like they're doing okay. Oh, look, wait, look. Mm-hmm. Oh, good, okay. So we didn't totally kill it. We have this beautiful red hot poker, also called Nephophia. I believe the color is Backdraft, and I definitely want to get some more of these. These are so beautiful. You can see them from far away. The color just, they stand up nice and strong. They're very sturdy, and it just provides some beautiful color variants in the garden.
Then we have another favorite of mine, the
hibiscus.
Yeah, but what was the
Which one?
Well, they're both from the Summerific.
Yeah,
the Summerific line of hibiscus.
So that is the Candy Crush that you're looking at. That is, looks like it's just had some blooms that went away a little bit.
Yeah, they're closing up on us, but that's okay because they'll be more open tomorrow.
So if you don't know, hibiscus bloom for one day, and so you can come out here and kind of pull off the dead blooms on there. And then the Edge of Night hibiscus, which has the dark foliage on there and kind of a bubblegum pink with that dark red veining, is really, really, really pretty.
Mm-hmm. This is a quite a beautiful pair of plants.
Then behind those we have some Rainbow Rhythm, Sound of My Heart, Proven Winners Daylily, not blooming right now, but it's getting really big and leafy, so we're hoping it's growing some nice big strong roots under there to show out next season. We have some Cheyenne grass, again, which came from my mom's garden. If you can't tell, we were trying to kind of fill in from some spaces, and so my mom was really nice enough to kind of dig up some things from her garden that she had good luck with that would help us.
And then we have another one of our favorites, Little Lime Punch Hydrangea. So it does a lot of the same start of the little limes that were up front that we showed you, but then they fade to this really beautiful color. And you can see how that one's faded, and it's a punch like pink red, and it is just pretty. And then it does the same thing. It starts to lime out, you know, the little limes. It starts to get a little green. And there's another one hiding down there with a limb that just decided to sit low. And then we have another one of our surprises in this dappled willow bush. And to put it in perspective, when we planted this was one of the first plants that we had for this garden. And when we planted it, it was all of about maybe a foot tall. And now it is, I mean, for what it's worth, I'm 6'2", and this thing is at the top of my head. I mean, it's just crazy what it's done in just a few months.
This patio runs off and the water all runs down this way. And so this is one of our spots that was a problem area anyway. And so instead of trying to fight what was naturally going to be happening anyway, so when you're looking at this garden, this is dry. These are the things that want to be dry over here. So we have the lavender and the sedum, and these are all things that are a little more, you know, water babies.
We're having an issue with all this rain. It's kind of turning this area into a bit of a bog.
Yeah.
And this is just something that we're having to work with. As you see, it's washing it down. So we'll be trying to come up with a few ideas. We also have another Oh So Easy and another aquapot sitting right there.
There's one of the reasons that we have this fence up back there. Bandit, yeah. Hey, stop that. So we would normally not like this green fencing to be all around of our stuff, but you know, it's safer for the animals so they're not getting into stuff. It's safer for our plants, and everybody's a little bit happier with it.
These are pots that, that came from up front, and they got cooked a little bit being in the front of the house, and you know, they're just trying to survive now. Then we have this accident pot. This one just decided it was gonna just make itself grow. It was a surprise. Quick look at the peppers. You got some good ones on there.
These are so good too.
Some habaneros that are right there, getting close. What I'm really excited about is that I've got a ghost pepper that's on the verge.
Why'd you have to say it like that, man?
Because it's super hot. I wasn't really sure if the ghost peppers were gonna make it, and then especially considering I had a Carolina Reaper plant and a ghost pepper plant that both died right off the bat. So look at all these alter egos in there. I mean, it is loaded. Look, he was about to violate that other garden over there. Oh yeah, we got to go over there. All right, we'll take a walk. Okay, of course I didn't come out here and pull weeds this morning. By the way, Johnson grass. This is what I was talking about. Look at that root. So this started out, we were doing a native garden. So we were trying to find all Missouri perennials. So we started with that. and it didn't quite work out the way we had hoped. We couldn't do an in-ground garden here because there are utilities. So we did this, and then like I said, the native garden didn't quite work. So we decided to change it, and here we have our iris bed. And so aside from one iris, they seem to be, you know, looking decent for first year. So we have zebra irises right there and right here. Then we have bearded irises, not doing too bad. We did put some phlox in here to try to give us some ground cover. And then this is what's left of the native garden that we planted. This is garden phlox, and it has pretty much taken over this little area, including the 2 irises that are in there. It just decided that it wanted to live more, but it bloomed out for us. And I got to weed this, obviously, but, and then this iris specifically right here is an iris that has been in my family for a long time. It's been transplanted multiple times. You know, this upcoming spring they will show themselves. I love irises. I think they're beautiful flowers, so hopefully we get something out of it. But that's our iris bed. But that's it. That is our gardens. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. Keep in mind, again, you know, this is really the first year that we've done all of this work, the perennials and you know, piecing together a good garden. So keep that in mind, but by all means, let us know, suggestions, whatever, comments. Hit us with a subscribe, like the video if you did enjoy what you saw today, and you know, we'll see you next time.